Hey everyone, so we've just arrived in Darwin yesterday after spending all that time in the middle of the desert, in the middle of Australia. So it's good to be back by the ocean, which I am right now in fact, as you can see there. It's pretty inviting, although there's crocodiles in there, so I don't think I'll be going for a swim anytime soon, unfortunately. But what's great is we've actually got an apartment we can stay in for the week, because Kayla has a relative that lives up here and he's got a free room for us, so it'll be good to spend a bit of time away from the van life, so we can have showers every night, we can make smoothies, we have running water, so it'll just be a good rest for us, so we're looking forward to it. Yeah, so anyway, the topic of this video, I actually want to start to make a little video series about what my current views are on diet. So what I mean by that is how I eat and all my mindset around eating as to how I can thrive and feel as great as I possibly can in my body, and also how I can minimize my impact on the environment. So yeah, I'm striving to do that as best I can every day, and I think I'm in a pretty good place right now, but of course there's always room for improvement. So yeah, just want to let you know that one. So this will be the first video of this series, and I want to... I thought there's someone behind me, but no. Yeah, this is the first video of the series, and this video, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about my realization of what the best diet is for humans. So what is the best diet all human beings can eat, basically? So I have actually come to a new realization fairly recently on this topic, and first of all, before I share my new realization, I want to share about where I was at a few years ago and how my views on what the perfect diet is has evolved. So a few years ago I turned vegan, and since then I can say I've been on a quest to find what is the perfect diet for humans, what should everyone be eating to thrive. And for about quite a few months, nearly a year, I was convinced that the best diet humans could be eating is just the whole food, plant-based, no animal products diet, basically. Because when I first went vegan for quite a while, I was actually surprised at how great I was feeling as compared to before. So and of course all the influences I was watching on YouTube, etc., and how I was feeling was a big indicator. But these are the things that told me, that influenced my beliefs on why I thought that was the best diet that everyone should be eating, and there's no excuses for that. But there then came a point into eating cooked foods, the cooked vegan diet, where I started to not feel as good. My energy was diminishing. I was starting to feel bloated, and I couldn't seem to be so satiated, so I had to start eating like the heaviest foods possible, and I was trying to have as high protein as I can to try and feel full. So I was eating lots of pasta, bread, beans, that sort of thing. And yeah, after a while I was just like, oh man, I can't really do this anymore. I want to feel good. I need something else. So around that time I actually discovered the raw vegan diet, which I actually began to experiment with immediately. When I found out about that, I did 1 month fully raw, and oh my god, I can tell you now, I felt amazing. Like I would spring out of bed every morning. I had so much energy. My digestion was so good. My moods were very level. Yeah, it was just a fantastic experience for that period of time. And I stayed very high raw for about, a year to a year and a half. So I was eating 90% raw vegan food. So lots of fruit, like 10 to 20 bananas a day, and then one big salad at night. And eventually I did start incorporating like cooked sweet potato, just some boiled veggies to more for grounding and to satiate me. So for a long time I was doing a high raw vegan diet, and for a long time there it was serving me, and I was absolutely fully convinced that this is what everyone should be doing. This is the way that we were physiologically designed to eat. We should be eating fruit and raw living foods. But once again, I did come to a point where it was no longer serving me. I started to get acid reflux, and a lot of that time, I forgot to mention this, a lot of that time when because I've always loved to work out and I've loved building muscle, fitness, that sort of thing, but I had no passion to work out. I didn't feel good enough to be doing it, and when I did, I could only go to half of my potential, and I just couldn't push myself, so I really didn't feel good in that way. So I really felt like, man, I don't think I should be doing this anymore. I need to try something else again. So I did. I started incorporating more cooked vegan food again, and I was eating lots of tofu, a lot of vegan proteins, lots of just whole food, mostly organic too. And that was working for me for about 2 to 3 months. I was building muscle, I felt strong again, I felt good, I felt energetic, and I was like, here we go, this is it. The whole food vegan diet is the way to go. So I thought, once again. But then, guess what happened? It wasn't working for me anymore. I couldn't digest all the plant proteins, and I was getting sick of it. I didn't know what the hell to do, so I had to look outside of the scope of veganism, which was very hard for me to do because I was fully invested in only consuming non-animal products for various reasons. So that was my perspective, that was my identity almost. I didn't want to be consuming any animal products, but at that time, I actually had access to backyard eggs, so I was like, alright, I guess I can try that. It's not doing any harm, it's the best we can possibly do. So started having eggs, and there we go. I found myself a really good protein source, no digestion issues, I liked it. It went really well for me. So that's just to show. Oh, and also after consuming eggs, I've also since then have started consuming wild caught fish too. And yeah, these things have been working really well for me, and I can say I am thriving in my body pretty well. I have lots of energy, I feel great. But I'm just thinking, if I hadn't have bird just swooped me. I'm just thinking, if I didn't actually change my ways, I would still be stuck in feeling like shit. If I didn't open my mind to possibilities outside of my old dietary beliefs, so to speak, I wouldn't be thriving right now. I wouldn't be feeling as good as I could. So from that I really came to realise that there is no perfect diet for everyone, because I see there's the vegans, the carnivores, the paleo people, the high carb, low fat, the ketogenic, the raw foodists, the fruitarians. There's all these people that subscribe and fully believe in all these different ways of eating, me being one of them in the past, so I can understand. But all these people claim to have the perfect diet, but they can't possibly all have it. That's for sure, because what works for one person may not work for another. And another thing with following strict dietary beliefs, like if these people that do follow a certain belief, if these people start to realise that they're not feeling as good anymore, that diet's not serving them, they might not be willing to look outside the box for what their body actually needs in that time. Because they're so stuck in the dogma of their dietary beliefs that they kind of can't get out of it, and they continue to suffer. I don't want to imagine how I would have felt if I didn't open up to new ways of thinking. I would still be struggling. So the point of me making this video is to convey to people that we should be very careful with we should be very mindful with what our dietary beliefs are, and we should pay close attention so we don't get stuck in certain ideologies and certain dogmas, because one day it may actually cause us much more harm than good. One day we might start to suffer from it and we can't find a way out because we're not willing to change. So I encourage everyone that's looking to feel the best they possibly can through eating a healthy diet to open your mind up to all possibilities, because getting stuck in dogma and certain dietary beliefs could be very detrimental in the long run. And also I just want to say that when it comes to eating healthy and trying to eat the best diet you possibly can to thrive, it's definitely worth it. It's worth it because I can say I do feel good in my body, and when you feel good in your body, you start to feel better in your mind, and I'm feeling much better in my mind now when I don't have any concerns with how I'm feeling in my body. So if you can thrive in your body, you can thrive in your mind and many other areas of your life. You become happier, you start to make better decisions from a more balanced place. You start to kind of shine brighter in a way and affect. And if you're feeling much better and you have a higher vibration, all the people you come into contact with, they will feel that, and it might catch on to them too. They will notice what you're doing. They see how good you're feeling, and they might want to start doing that too. So to change ourselves, to thrive within ourselves, is to change the world, basically, because what we do affects everyone around us. And yeah, that's it basically. We wanna thrive, we wanna feel as good as we can, because it affects the whole world. And yeah, that's all I've got to say actually. So thanks for listening to this video, and stay tuned for more videos to come in this series. The next video on what my current views are on diet, I want to share with everyone like what goes through my mind and what are the guidelines I follow when I'm out buying food to make the healthiest choices I possibly can for my body. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and thank you. Goodbye.